Light of life, signs of the Savior.
Hello, my name is John. My older brother James and I were fishermen, and Jesus called us to follow him. We were 2 of Jesus' first 12 disciples, and James was the first of the 12 to be killed for telling that Jesus was raised from the dead. After James, one by one, the rest of us were put to death for sharing the good news of Jesus. All except for me. Why was I spared? Maybe God kept me alive to tell you Jesus' story. Listen to these words God inspired me to write. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things came into being through him, and without him not one thing came into being. What has come into being in him was life, and the life was the light of all people. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we have seen his glory, the glory as of the Father's only Son, full of grace and truth.
What happened?
No one has ever seen God. It is God, the only Son, who is close to the Father's heart, who has made God known to us.
Can you tell us about the heart of God? Tell us more.
Listen to this. They were signs, that's what he did. Signs to show one is ahead. Water to wine, his words brought bread. People were healed, a multitude fed. From darkness to light, the blind were led. The lame walked, even raised the dead. Jesus is signs, they showed God's way. Haze and rain, God's brand new day. Give us a sign, Lord, hear our prayer. Shining light, Lord, bringing us to life. From darkness to light, the blind were led. The lame walked, even raised the dead. Watch the stars, hear our prayer. From earth to God, like a throne of red. Forgiveness is done when we are there. Deliverance from sin, and listen to fear. From darkness to light, the blind were led. The lame walked, even raised the dead.
Hello, my parents named me Simon, but Jesus named me wrong. In your language, Peter. We were fresh disciples following Jesus, trying to figure him out. Going to a family wedding seemed like fun, but what happened there changed us forever. Now listen to young John.
There was a wedding in the town of Cana. Jesus' mother Mary was there. Jesus and all of his disciples were invited to this wedding. But a problem arose, threatening to stop the party.
What?
They ran out of wine.
Ran out of wine? Oh
So Mary said to Jesus.
no! They have no wine.
Jesus replied, "That is not our problem. My hour has not yet come." But Mary said to the servants,
Do whatever he tells you. Did you hear me? Do whatever he tells you. Hey y'all, do whatever he tells you. Servants, do whatever he tells you.
Now, standing there were 6 stone water jars for the Jewish rites of purification, each holding about 20 or 30 gallons. Now Jesus said, "Fill the jars with water," and they filled them up to the brim. Then Jesus said, "Now draw some out, take it to the chief steward." So they took it to him. The steward tasted it, then exclaimed to the groom,
Wow, hey bro, what's with this? This wine tastes heavenly good. Where did you get it? The guests had plans and thought, wow, this wine is so fine. Invite Jesus every time.
There is a whole lot more to it than that. Invite Jesus to your wedding. Invite Jesus into your life. With him I got more than a wife. With Jesus we got see what I'm doing each day.
You do whatever he tells you. That's what his mama said. Do whatever he tells you, and you'll end up far ahead.
The jars were here for ritual, but bland ritual is dead. He changed water to finest wine, a sign of what is ahead. Disciples witnessed his sign, and we were hooked. We all believed in Jesus.
See? So I wrote, Jesus did this, the first of his signs, in Cana of Galilee, and revealed his glory, and his disciples, that's us, believed in Jesus. But that's not all. Hang on, there's more.
John called me a royal official. I am. I'm a very powerful man in this world. But my son's dying from a mysterious illness. I believe in Jesus' power to heal, so I begged him to save my son. Please, please, my son is dying. Jesus, listen, I'm helpless. I'm crying. Lord, you are the only one. Without you, my boy's life is done.
Jesus said, unless you see signs and wonders, you won't believe. But that royal official would not give up or walk away.
Listen, Lord, I've no room for pride. Now my son, he may have died. Calm down, Lord, the hour is getting late. Act now before you seal his fate.
Jesus announced, go, your son will live. That's all Jesus said. Go, your son will live. The father trusted and started for home. But before he got home, his excited servants met him rejoicing.
My son will live. Jesus, your word is true. You spoke, you life, you give. Your word gives me life. I will live too. My Lord, I will live too.
So, this royal official believed in Jesus, along with his whole household. This was the second sign Jesus did. More and more people were believing in Jesus. But Jesus was just getting warmed up. Next, Jesus went to a festival in Jerusalem. There was a lame man who had been lying by a pool for 38 years. told the religious leaders. That made the religious leaders furious.
Jesus healed on the Sabbath day? That is wrong.
Jesus answered them, "My Father is still working, and I also am working." Jesus called God his own Father. That made these leaders so mad they wanted to kill Jesus. But that did not scare Jesus or stop Jesus. Jesus continued his mission as God's Word living among us.
To get to see me in person. Hey Johnny, what's the big deal this week?
In the Galilean wilderness, Jesus of Nazareth fed more than 5,000 people using only 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread.
Wowzers, Jesus really did that?
Oh yeah, I witnessed it.
That is a big deal.
How big is it, Romeo?
I'm glad you asked. It's time to play. Hey, what's the big deal? You will have the winning answer, to this week's Hey, what's the big deal question. Who wants to play? Here are 5 contestants for Hey, what's the big deal? One of these chosen ones will have the winning answer and win today's grand prize. You, ladies and gentlemen, will decide. Bring out the screen meter. And contestant number 1, what's the big deal?
The big deal is Jesus fed all those hungry people. It was a miracle that he could feed them always with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread.
Yeah!
Hey, that's a great answer. Contestant number 2, can you top that? What's the big deal?
Remember, long ago, God fed the entire wandering nation of Israel with just manna bread and doves of the wilderness. Then Jesus fed all those people in the wilderness. See? What God did long ago, Jesus is doing now. Get it?
Yes!
Hey, that's a great answer. Contestant number 3, can you top that? What's the big deal?
Look at the big picture here. Jesus showed God's love for all those hungry people. The big deal is that God is love.
Ooh.
Hey, that's a great answer. Contestant number 4, can you top that? What's the big deal?
Yes, God is love. And yes, Jesus loved all those hungry people. After he fed everyone, he said, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never be hungry. And we are all hungry for the bread of life that Jesus brings. So, Jesus is our life for our days ahead. Jesus is our future.
Bread of life! Bread of life! Bread of life!
Wow, that was another great answer. Contestant number 5, can you top that? What's the big deal?
Jesus is the king we've been waiting 1,000 years for. Jesus is the Messiah.
Make Jesus king! Make Jesus king! Make Jesus king! Make Jesus king! Make Jesus king!
Hey, all 5 of those are great answers. Hey, this miracle of Jesus was a very, 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 very big deal. Now it is time for you to decide between these 5 fine contestants and their 5 great answers. Is the screen meter ready?
Romeo, we're out of time.
Out of time. Hey, this was such a big deal we couldn't fit it into one show. Each of our 5 fine contestants can get some bread from the 12 baskets of leftovers. And you, yes, you are invited right back here next week when we again ask the big question. Hey, what's the big deal?
When the people saw the sign that Jesus had done, they began to say, "This is indeed the prophet who is to come into the world." When Jesus realized they were about to take him, to make him king by force, he withdrew again to the mountain by himself. When evening came, Jesus' disciples went down to the sea, got into a boat, and started across the sea to Capernaum. It was now dark, and Jesus had not yet come to them. The sea became rough because a strong wind was blowing. One day, we were walking with Jesus in Jerusalem when we saw a man born blind. So we asked Jesus,
Who seen this man or is hearing that? What for them?
Jesus told us neither this man or his parents sinned. He was born blind so that God's work might be revealed in him.
Born blind to
reveal God's works? Really, Jesus?
Then Jesus declared, as long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. Then Jesus spit on the ground, made mud and spread the mud right on the blind man's eyes.
Yeah!
Then Jesus said, go, wash in the pool of Siloam. The blind man came back able to see. Wait, that's when the trouble started.
What trouble?
Arguments. First, his neighbors argued with each other.
Can this be the same man we knew who was blind? Yes. No.
Yes.
No. Stop. Take the man to the Pharisees. They know the truth when they see it. Good idea.
How did you get your sight?
Jesus put mud in my eyes. I washed them. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see.
Then the Pharisees started arguing.
Jesus healed this man on the Sabbath day. Jesus cannot be from God.
Yeah, that's right.
But if Jesus is a sinner, how can he do these signs?
Yeah, that's right.
I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see.
He once was lost, but now is found. Was blind, but now he sees.
Remember what Jesus said? I'm the light of the world?
Yes, we see. Jesus is the light of the world. He's the light of the world. He is light to blind boys and girls. Jesus shone bright, so we walk in your light. You're our light, the light of the world.
No healing this way. We all know Shabbat's His holy day. God's children are being led astray. Jesus is wrong. We must stand strong.
I do not believe that man's ever blind.
Yes, let's ask around. We're sure to find.
His parents will know to their home we go.
Hi ho, off to their home we go.
So the Pharisees found the parents of the man born blind. Mother and brother, tell us about your son.
Truth is all we seek. Has he not always seen?
How else could it be? For your child has died.
Oh, no, that's true. You can prove us right.
We want to answer right. We know he's the Son. He was born with no sight. How he can now he see. It's a mystery. Please ask him, and I'll believe ask
So the Pharisees found the man born blind, who could now see. To God, we know that we are right.
Oh, open your eyes. He gave me sight to see.
No, how can this be? You have lost your way.
Jesus gives sight, and now you are the blind. He's the light of the world. He gives sight to blind boys and girls. Jesus shines bright, so we walk in your light. You're our light, the light of the world. You're our light, the light of the
I'm Sister Martha. How do you do?
And I'm Mary. Theo says, I'm not as polite as you.
Our brother Lazarus is sick.
Fever and vomitous.
Lazarus, he's our only brother.
We love our bro. Don't want no other.
Please send word to Jesus. Please, please come.
We thought this way, JC, quickly.
Run.
Run, Jesus, run!
We have loved Jesus for years.
So why didn't he haul down here?
I prayed Lazarus would get well.
Where the heck is Jesus? I started to yell.
Where is Jesus? Where is Jesus?
We needed a healing.
But our bro, he just kept on reeling.
Then he died.
Dead.
Dead, dead, oh!
He was totally dead.
Yeah. Stone cold dead.
I was dead, really dead, not just a little dead. I was 4 days dead, stinking dead. This was not something in my head. I was dead.
It was 4 days after Lazarus had died when Jesus finally showed.
Stinking dead.
Stinking dead.
Too late, Jesus.
We sent word to Jesus, but he did not reply. We waited and waited. Jesus is our friend, expecting he'd rush over, anxious to heal our God. But by the time Jesus showed, Lazarus had died.
I was mad, angry, filled with grief. My bro was dead, can't get no relief. Why, Jesus, you could have healed my bro. Too late then. He was dead. 4 days dead. Stinking dead. Jesus wept with me. I knew he truly cared, but I was scared. My brother Lazarus was dead, and what a future for us was ahead.
I was grateful Jesus was finally with us, but I told him, if you were here, my brother would not have died. But even now I know that God will give you whatever you ask of him. I know my brother will rise again in the resurrection of the last day.
Jesus said to Martha, "Your brother will rise again. I am the resurrection and the life. Those who believe in me, even though they die, will live."
Jesus gave a shout, Lazarus come out, and out he came.
Jesus said, "Unbind him and let him go." Now, Jesus did many other signs that I did not write in my gospel, but these are signs that we might believe. The Bible exists to support our faith, teach us about God's work in the world, about the life of Jesus and his victory over sin and death.
On the 8th day,
may the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord look upon you with favor and grant you peace. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Go in peace. Serve the Lord.
Thanks be to God.